Once upon a time, in a house on the outskirts of the village, lived a widow and her two charming daughters, Red Rose and White Rose. They were step-sisters. Before his death, Red Rose's biological father married Red Rose's mother. The stepdaughters had contrasting personalities. White Rose was hardworking, friendly, honest, and humble, while Red Rose, on the other hand, was lazy, arrogant, and jealous. White Rose endured a difficult life, managing all household chores alone, including serving her stepmother and stepsister. Despite this, she never complained about the hardship she faced. One day, Red Rose had a wicked plan. She instructed White Rose to gather berries in the middle of the forest. "Hey you, find me some delicious berries in that forest." "But the forest seems dangerous. I'm afraid." "I don't care about that. I want rare and fresh berries."
White Rose could only comply because even if she refused, her stepmother would not defend her. She hurried to the forest, carrying a basket and a piece of bread for provision. During the journey, White Rose felt tired and hungry, so she took a brief rest under a large tree. As she was about to eat her meal, an old woman approached her. "Hello, dear. Could you help this old woman with a piece of bread? I have no money to buy food." Feeling compassion, White Rose gave her only food without questioning why the old woman was in the middle of the forest. "Thank you so much, dear. You have a kind heart. As a token of my gratitude, would you come to my house right behind this tree for a short visit?" White Rose was a bit surprised, unaware that there was a house behind that large tree, and it's exactly in the middle of the forest. Nevertheless, she appreciated the old woman's offer. "Yes, ma'am." In the small house, the old woman showed White Rose several pumpkins of different sizes. "Pick one and take home, dear."
Once again, White Rose couldn't refuse someone's offer. Then she chose the smallest pumpkin because she was modest and not greedy. "Thank you, I will just take this one, ma'am." The old woman smiled. "Now go home quickly, because if the sun sets, this forest is not safe for you." White Rose promptly returned home without realizing she hadn't obtained the rare berries. Upon reaching home, her stepmother and Red Rose were furious. "You, shameless, you are late, and you didn't bring what I asked for. Instead, you broke such a tiny pumpkin." White Rose then explained what had happened. However, they remained angry and slammed the pumpkin to the ground. Surprisingly, it contained beautiful and sparkling gold jewelry. They were astonished. This sparkled an idea in their minds. The next day, Red Rose followed White Rose's story. She walked into the forest with a piece of bread, sat under a large tree, and helped the old woman. The old woman offered Red Rose to visit her house and chose one pumpkin from several. Due to her greedy, Red Rose asked for all the pumpkins. Surprisingly, the old woman smiled and agreed to give them all.
Red Rose was overjoyed. Upon returning home, she and her mother smashed the pumpkins one by one. Their contents were the same as before: gold jewelry and gemstones. However, when they reached the last and largest pumpkin, a swarm of bees emerged. They were bewildered, shocked, and panicked as the insects began to attack them. They ran as far as possible and never returned home because the beast relentlessly pursued them. White Rose finally regained her rightful inheritance, her late father's house. From this story, a moral lesson can be drawn. Be a good human, as every action will have its consequences. Additionally, remember that greedy and malicious behavior will not lead to happiness. Instead, it will bring disaster in the end. So, don't ever start a war.